Hey everybody, this is JDGaming back with another duel video for you guys. So today I felt like playing Gigavise, so we're just going to do that for fun. Again, this type of a deck is pretty ridiculous with all its combos, and there's no guarantee I will do the best plays ever, especially because I've been out of this game for a while, but we're here to learn. I believe this is a Quasar right here because Mathematician can send Rose Lover to the grave. We're going to go ahead and activate Rose Lover's effect, allowing us to summon our Lone Fire Blossom. Actually, with that Spore in my hand, I might not be able to do this. We'll have to see. Get Lone Fire. I still have no normal summon because I play Mathematician. So we're going to go ahead and summon this Dandelion. Even if it's not a Quasar combo in the end, it will end up being something very formidable. So we're going to go ahead and revive because Lone Fire will get us all of the summoning power we need anyway. So we got a Lone Fire, get our free Dandy tokens. We're going to sack our Melier because we never need Melier after that first use. And this is normally where I would summon Spore, but I obviously can't. I can go Hyper Librarian and draw 2 with Formula. That might not be a horrible play right now. Gigaplant is dead at the moment, and Cosmobeat doesn't exactly help, so I'm going to go ahead and play the Hyper Librarian as I had thought about doing. So yeah, unfortunately, Spore being in my hand kind of ruined this Quasar play. Otherwise, it would have been awesome, but Upstart's not a horrible mill for this right now. So we're just going to go and draw 2 here, and we can still Black Rose on the opponent's turn, which isn't a horrible play. Alright, Symbol of Heritage is actually a great card here. Should I push my luck? I can get a free Lone Fire back to the field, but I can't really do all that much because I can only search the Gigaplant or the Cosmobeat. So I'm actually just going to sit on this. I'm going to play the Upstart in case I draw like Trapstone. Or, well, now we can do stuff. We can go Quasar. Awesome, so Rhoda lets us get Spell Striker, and we're gonna go yup, up, yup. Symbol of Heritage, very lucky choice here, and we're gonna go and Suerte, si! Sack this thing and go summon Cosmobeat, the dirt face of awesome proportions, and we're just gonna go draw one more card as we go Quasar. So that's one of the awesome things about this deck, like it just summons Quasar for no reason, just out of luck. So yeah, not much Spanish. Let's see, he's gonna play Charge of Light Brigade. I mean, 3 actual Lightsworns. He might be playing the Ender Mage version though, but then his extra deck's only 13, not 15, so I'm guessing it's not an extra deck version. Debut Sardos Sinkan. Me gustan los Sinkan. Pero esto es fun divertido. I don't even know, like, I'm just using my high school and middle school Spanish for this, but yeah, I do apologize if I am, incorrect with my language, but I'm just trying to communicate with a friend, or like a random friend I met on the internet, I guess. Not gonna negate this because if he goes Black Rose, off of it, I can still choose to negate it then. And to be honest, that way he'll have nothing on the board, as opposed to Illumina being on the board. Now, there is a chance that he could end up with this 4th Lightsworn to drop JD at that point, but I am kind of... let's see. Oh! So he could summon... So he was apparently unlucky and didn't exactly get his Quasar off as his trump card in his first turn. Or at least in his first turn, not trump card. I think that was a mistake there. Yeah. Flip Sovereign's getting his Judgment Dragon, so yeah. He's pretty close to it right now. Sevens, possible sevens. Black Rose, Clearwing Synchro Dragon. Black Rose seems the most likely there. Could go something bizarre like Dark Strike Fighter. Might go Moon Rose. Black Rose Moonlight Dragon, rather. Yeah, he's going Clearwing. So he can negate me if I try to negate him. So Quasar's thing is forced to negate me. Nice, dude, nice. I mean, if I do this, he gains a crap ton of attack and negates my effect. So I can't do this. I just have to let this happen, let it go, you know, and get a free thing. Actually, he's trying to negate his own effect. Interesting. So he prefers to run my guy over. That might have been a misplay, but I'm not exactly sure because, again, I'm not in his mind right now, so I can't tell exactly why he did it. And with these online simulators, like, there's just so much room for misclicking. That'll change the entire outcome of the game. So, yes, we're just gonna, you know, hope we can get through this Clearwing Synchro Dragon, despite the fact that it is, well, it'll return to 25, but it has that nasty ability. I can negate him, and I don't target him, so, I mean, if I trigger his targeting effect first, I can go kill him, or I could just get him. Let's see, what's available to me right now? I could go Armory Arm, I could go potentially Gigaplant, and use that. But Gigaplant won't get its effect off this turn. No traps to use off the turn. I mean, Armory Arm is pretty awesome. Do I really want to Regeki now? The fact that he's playing Eclipse Wyvern suggests that he's playing either the big or baby Chaos Dragons. So he could get a second JD out fairly easily. I can negate his effect if I chain to him, so I have to force the negation out. So Regeki will get around scot-free, but if I try an Armory on him, I mean, I could just run him over straight up. Yeah, let's just do that. We're going to conserve our Regeki. We'll special summon this thing. We're just going to go and normal summon the Spore. And because the attack sum of the Armory Arm, or the Armory Arm itself, is higher than the attack sum of those two, I'm just going to go and sync. And we're going to switch this guy to attack. And let's see, Spore has the ability to banish any of my level 1, 2, or 3 plants, which would give me the ability to go and summon Power Tool with by banishing the Cosmobeat. That'll let me Power Tool and then search an equip spell, which would let me get some stuff, but not this turn. I feel like this turn, you know, considering the fact that I don't have a normal summon anymore, it's just better to go and do this play as is. There's a chance he might still be playing like the Perform Age engine, but again, the fact that his extra deck isn't complete tells me that he's not as focused on his extra, or maybe this is just his real deck. In either case, I'm not expecting Enter Mage or Perform Age, and yeah, we're gonna hope that he's playing just the fun Lightsworn variant. For the reason why I'm not using Shooting Star Dragon's effect, as I recall, this deck has just a handful of tuners that are all plants almost, and so I've already burned through almost all of them, if not every single one. So there really isn't anything I can get off of Shooting Star, and even if they're all in the deck, the payoff's just too rare. It's not worth the 5-shot, you know, to not get any attacks in for a turn. So we're not going to do that. But I am going to go and activate the effect of Spore, banishing the Manchuria Cosmobeat, which will allow me to go bring that back as a 3. This will let me Armory Arm, Power Tool, and of course, search for DDR, because I play 3 of those. That should let me go and use the effect of Lone Fire Blossom, bring out Gigaplant, whom I can normal summon, and revive another plant to get a Power Tool, to get a Supervise, and all this other stuff. I mean, I know that this is at least a safe way of doing things. I mean, I have a Rose Archer. It's more valuable than Trapstone at the moment. But, oh, I didn't banish a Lone Fire this game. Very unexpected, I guess. But not to worry, I can still bring out Rose Lover. Still have my normal summon this turn. So we can go ahead and normal summon the Gigaplant at least. I mean, this might be enough to win right here. Especially if I Regeki. Yep, should be enough, unless he goes and hand traps me. I mean, Gores is always a possibility, but it shouldn't be a threat to me, but I should have attacked with a 33 per game. Just gave him an extra chance to Gores. Whew, big misplay on that end, potentially detrimental. Alright guys, so we're going to go ahead and do this replay, and basically go over some things that I might have done differently. So the first thing here is, right here, these two normally are a Quasar play. The way I do it is, as you've seen in the video, right when I was going to summon Spore, I would have been able to go for a Power Tool Dragon, bring back Spore, do some other things, or rather, let me think. You go for Formula Synchron with Spore at level 1 with a token, which will let you draw 2. Then you can bring back Spore as a 4, banishing your Lone Fire, which will end up getting you a Power Tool, which gets you a DDR, fetches you back said Lone Fire, which you sack to bring out Cosmo Beat, sync with your last token, and that's 3 there. So you get 3 is the Mistbird Colossalus, so 2, 3, and 7 Quasar. That's one of the standard combos for this deck, but Spore can't be summoned from the hand with Lone Fire Blossom. So right off the bat, I really should have recognized this. I mean, it probably would have been better to go and Mathematician into... I could have Mathematician into Lone Fire, but it might have even been better to just go and do something else at this point. Let's see here. So we're going to go... There are too many starting options here. I guess the Hyper Librarian formula wasn't a bad play in terms of setting me up to stop the opponent. But the dangerous aspect there was the sheer fact that I didn't realize I was in a corner until I got to that point there. There's a risk. So this is actually a decent stopping point, but of course you always go and see your resources when you can if it doesn't expend any extra plays, and these effects are free. So I got these two, and then so at this point this was going to let me potentially go and do more stuff with the Lone Fire Blossoms, but still no normal summon, so it's not like I can go Gigaplant or anything, and I already noted that. But Upstart, it's always good to go and see what options you have. And this is what got me the Spell Striker to go Quasar, so very lucky on my part. I'm still not set in stone, like thinking that I made a huge misplay at this point, maybe a different play in preference. My key problem was not realizing I was in trouble, because that could have caused me a lot of trouble. Especially heading on, I mean, I probably would have just, when he was going to go and summon the Clearwing, I would have just Black Rosed his Lumina and his Raiden, but he still would have JD'd me to the face, and that would have been a problem, because JD don't like getting JD'd, that ain't right. So fortunately, we ended up getting our Shooting Star despite the fact that he got over that first Quasar. And, I mean, Armory Arm for damage there. Solid play. If he Gorses, I mean, I have this bigger monster and I can just Raigeki both of his guys if I really see it as a threat. Plus, the anti-destruction effect of Shooting Star protects me from my opponent's Raigeki, or even MST, which is very good, or JD. And looking at the grave here, once again, the Spore had absolutely no business coming back because I had no normal summon for the turn. I mean, I could Power Tool Dragon, but that was it. So yeah, I just decided, safe. It's actually safer to consolidate in this case, because unless I get Honor Arc, which I didn't expect with this Lightsworn deck out of nowhere, I should have been able to hold that one unit with its protection effect. Now as of here, this was another, I guess, mental mistake here, just like I didn't realize Spore was there in the beginning. Another key misplay would be here. Having the wrong idea of what I had banished. Usually at this point I would have Spore already banish a Lone Fire Blossom, which is why I assumed that. But the thing with this game is, especially with Gigavise, there's just so many different play patterns, and every game is so different, you just can't assume anything other than the basic combos, and even the basic combos that I showed this game, like, you can't assume anything. You've got to check each piece to make sure it's all there. I really shouldn't have assumed the Lone Fire was there. Again, it worked decently in my favor because I had the Raigeki to win the game here, but, maybe I had Gores and the Raigeki play would have been really detrimental there because I couldn't take it out at that point. Giving him another free turn to draw a charge, and then that would have milled these three and then gotten him a free card. Like, I just don't know. I don't know exactly. I can't necessarily say it would have changed the outcome of the game, but there was a potential to, because he would have had that extra turn, seen more cards, and then I'd have no one to blame but myself because I was the one who gave him that extra turn. So big potential error on my part. Again, I am fortunate that it didn't happen that way, but I will make a note of that and hopefully make that happen at least fewer times. I can't say I'll eliminate it completely, that's my goal, but definitely fewer times. So as for how this played on, I mean, you remember I won the game at this point, which is very fortunate for the line of hand traps. So yeah, the key things I'd say are, again, at the beginning, the misconception, and at the end, the misconception. All assumptions that I had made that, you know, were from when I made this deck, but then didn't exactly reevaluate going into this particular game. So I guess that's a lesson for everyone here. Don't assume anything, even your basic combos. You know, if they have starting points and need a certain setup in the hand or deck, keep tabs on that, because you can't just get excited, jump the gun, and screw yourself over mid-combo like I almost did. But yeah, if you have any other, I guess, input that you'd like to give on potential things that could have changed for the better down in the comments, you know, like, don't tell me, oh, you could have mathematician for something else and gotten a different combo. Well, if it would have been exactly the same result, it's preference, you know. But if you feel that something really would have potentially helped, would have been much less risky and stuff like that, then, you know, definitely feel free to do so. I don't have a replay, or I don't have a profile of this deck yet, but if you're interested in that, then I can definitely do that as well. So let me know down in the comments anything you would like. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is JDGaming, as you can see in the background, and I'll see you guys next time.